In the remote village of Pine Hollow, an old legend spoke of a malevolent spirit that haunted the surrounding woods. It was said that on moonless nights, the spirit would whisper to those who dared venture too close, luring them into the darkness from which they never returned. For years, the villagers heeded the warnings, avoiding the woods after dusk. But every now and then, curiosity claimed another victim.
Lila Thompson was a young journalist with a taste for the paranormal. She had heard the stories of Pine Hollow and felt an irresistible pull to uncover the truth behind the legend. Dismissing the villagers' warnings as mere superstition, she prepared for a night in the woods, equipped with a flashlight, a camera, and a notebook. As dusk fell, Lila made her way to the edge of the forest. The air was cool and still, the silence almost oppressive. Determined, she ventured deeper, the trees closing in around her, their twisted branches casting eerie shadows in the fading light. The path became more difficult to navigate, but Lila pressed on, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. Hours passed, and Lila found herself deep within the heart of the woods. The stories she had heard began to creep into her mind, but she shook them off, focusing instead on the task at hand. She took photographs and made notes, determined to capture any evidence of the supernatural. Suddenly, her flashlight flickered and went out, plunging her into darkness. Lila's heart raced as she fumbled with the flashlight, but it refused to turn back on. Panic set in, but she forced herself to remain calm. She had spare batteries in her bag. As she rummaged through it, a chilling whisper echoed through the trees. "Lila." She froze. It was as if the forest itself was calling her name. She tried to rationalize it. Perhaps it was the wind, or her mind playing tricks. But the whisper came again, closer this time. "Lila, come closer." Fear gripped her, but curiosity won out. She turned in the direction of the voice, her camera ready. She took a few tentative steps, then a few more, until she saw a faint, ghostly light in the distance. It was barely discernible, but it was there, flickering like a candle in the wind. Drawn to the light, she moved deeper into the woods. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and the air grew colder with each step. Her breath came in short, sharp gasps, and she could feel her heartbeat thundering in her chest. She reached a clearing and saw the source of the light, a dilapidated cabin, its windows glowing faintly. With trembling hands, she pushed open the door. Inside, the air was thick with decay, and the floorboards creaked under her weight. The whispers surrounded her now, echoing off the walls. She followed the light to a room at the back of the cabin, where she found an old, dusty mirror hanging on the wall. The light seemed to emanate from the mirror itself. She approached it cautiously, peering into its surface. At first, she saw only her reflection, pale and wide-eyed with fear. But then, the image began to change. Her reflection faded, and a new figure appeared, a woman, her face twisted in agony, reaching out as if trapped behind the glass. "Lila, help me." Lila staggered back, her mind reeling. The woman in the mirror was the spirit from the legend, she realized. But before she could react, the whispers turned into a cacophony of screams. The mirror shattered, and darkness enveloped her. When Lila awoke, she was lying on the forest floor, the sun rising in the distance. Her camera and notebook were gone, and the cabin had vanished. She stumbled back to the village, her mind racing with what she had seen. The villagers found her the next day, dazed and rambling about the spirit in the mirror. Years passed, and the legend of Pine Hollow grew, now including the tale of the journalist who disappeared into the woods. They say that on moonless nights, if you listen closely, you can still hear her whispers, echoing through the trees, calling out to those who dare to venture too close. And so, Pine Hollow remains shrouded in mystery, its dark secrets buried deep within the woods, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover them.